What's up, my party people? It's your boy Darshaun Smith back again for another episode of the Positivity Hour, episode 92. Okay, here is how you overcome your procrastination with this one tip, easy trick. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but you want to know what it is? I'll tell you right now. Okay, simply, it's just to stop procrastinating. Okay, break the task down into something manageable because most people actually procrastinate because they don't know where to start. I can end the video right there. We're 30 seconds in, but obviously, I want to provide more context. So I'll do that after the intro plays. And yeah, man, let's get straight to it. Woo! All right, now that we're back, okay, and yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that now. I always like see people who like complain about like an intro being too long or taking too long to get to the what the title is, and there you go, gave it to you in like 30 seconds, so or less actually. 29 and a half. But yeah, like I said, I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, aka the Positivity God, or exclusively known on this podcast as your homie Big D. But you can call me whatever you want in real life, okay? D Money, D Savage, what I'm saying, Darshaun, Dr. Smith. I don't know what I don't know. It's like I said, as long as it's nice, as long as it's nice, I'll go with it. Yeah. Not much has changed since the last time we've talked. Iowa still took an L in the football. I think the only thing that's changed is I started thinking more about, myself and being critical, not in a you suck, Darshaun, like I normally am, but I don't know, like that's gotten me to where I am today, it is a little toxic. I was gonna say maybe it's no, it is toxic. Okay, very harsh. I always got some not constructive feedback, but some like, why are you doing that? Why aren't you doing this? You're wasting your time. Don't talk to that person because of this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yesterday especially, I took some time just to like get my one notebook I used to like write in, like a journal type thing. I haven't written in it in over 8 months. It's been 8 months. Okay, that's how long it's taken me to like, think critically in a not bad way so I could like write it down. And I went through and I was reading the previous entry, and every now and then I do go back and I just read what I was writing about, and I've had this since my first year of college. So like I can go back to 2019 and I'm reading about what I was writing there compared to like what I'm writing in my second to last semester. And it's like, bro, I've grown up a lot, man. So that's how I'm really feeling over this last week, is like I'm procrastinating, leveling up myself. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm writing about this in my book. I don't think I'm gonna publish it or anything, but I definitely it's one of the things I like started over the summer that I'm also procrastinating, because it's like, how do you write a book? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, write it one chapter at a time. Just write one page and then write the next page and then write the next page. It's that simple. Break the task down into something you can actually do, because 95% of people procrastinate because the task is too big. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. I don't think this one will be short. I definitely think I have enough content to go for like an hour if I really wanted to. So yeah, just sit back and relax, and yeah, let's talk about procrastination. I know I've talked about this this concept before in a previous episode. I was looking through right when I woke up. Well, I can't say that. When I wake up, I try to like just like lay in the dark for like 15 minutes, like no screen, and just like let my eyes like just absorb black. You know what I'm saying? Because I wake up and the sun's always down. I mean, it's starting to come up now, but you would never know because studio lighting, air quotes. And I say all that to say, eventually when I did look at my phone, I was looking through my previous podcast, and I was just wondering, like, well, what am I going to record today? You know, what's been relevant to my life, and what do I feel like I could speak more intelligently on? And this procrastination topic was one of them. Okay. I've found out, you know, just through my own personal experience, and, you know, through this Business Insider article that I'm going to talk about today, that I will link below in the show notes, or in the YouTube description, or wherever you're seeing this. Also, you can now on Spotify watch the video podcast. So I finally figured out how to do that, and how to still get the audio spread to everywhere else. So rip if you're on Apple Podcast, but hey, you know, shout out to the people who actually listen to me there. I really do appreciate it. And like, whenever I feel like the podcast ain't hitting, I always look at those kind of analytics, because I don't have an iPhone, and like 30% of the audience is from Apple Podcasts. So hey, that says enough. You know, that says enough. People actually listen to this, which is crazy. Thank you for giving me your time. Okay, that's your most valuable resource. You'll never get it back. So thank you so much. But that being said, you're probably here because you're procrastinating something. So, and you may be like, wow, Darshaun, you're procrastinating the topic. Why are you going on so many tangents? I'm a storyteller, okay? That's what I do, okay? I'm a griot, okay? Back in the, I'm just joking. I have no clue where I come from in Africa, and so I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. We're just gonna get into it. Like I was saying, the Business Insider article, they argue that there are 4 main types of procrastinators. And I was reading this. I saw this like the other day, but it came back up again today. And I was like, you know, why not talk about it? So like I was saying, a large portion of why people procrastinate is simply due to the fact that, you know, the task is too big. The task is not clearly defined. The task is, you know, out of their expertise, you know, so they just don't know how to do it, you know, or, you know, laziness. But that being said, you know, something that must be said is procrastination is not laziness. You know, those are 2 different things. You know, it is possible to procrastinate even if you aren't lazy, or to be lazy but not procrastinate. Okay, for example, take someone who wants to work on a project, but they may delay doing said project, or i.e. procrastinate, because they don't know where to start. You know, that's the example I've been using this whole case. Even though they aren't lazy, you know, this is a textbook example of why I've procrastinated, why I currently procrastinate my senior honors thesis, why I currently procrastinate that midterm paper I have due in 11 days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are very big things. I'm writing a 100-page plus research article. I don't know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why I have an advisor who's, you know, done this with many people, does this for her career, you know, but like, I don't know, like it's hard. And luckily, like, I'm starting to like figure it out, you know what I'm saying? And like I say on all these episodes, you know, I talk via my personal experience. So like, when I read this example, you know, I found on my phone today, I can relate to this, because this is the real world. This is what I've seen personally, and also this is exactly what I see amongst my peers. You know, it's not that I'm lazy. You know, I'm Darshaun Smith, baby. You know, I'm getting to this bread. You know, I'm working hard. I can work 100 hours in a pay period like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against the grind. I just don't know how to start. And that's the funny thing, you know what I'm saying? So let me be quiet before I wake up the neighbors again, man. They don't put a note on the door. You know, I'm being loud over here. So like, I don't know. I put a note on the door, and I took accountability. I said, it's Darshaun, and I'm being too loud. Hopefully I can take you out to eat or something. Okay. They're kind of pretty, but nevertheless, that being said, I did not say the last part. I just apologized. So, procrastinating does not mean you're lazy. Okay. That's the first like foundational thing one needs to understand. And that's very important, because, you know, it leads into the actual definition of what procrastination, the root word, you know, is. And the procrastination's definition just means, you know, it's the act of delaying or postponing something. If you didn't formally know what it is, that's what it is. Okay. This is an educational, social, cultural rather, podcast, says Spotify. You know, it categorized me itself. Luckily, it's right. Okay. So now that we know what procrastination is, and we have the foundation that we understand that procrastination is not laziness, and it is possible to procrastinate even if you aren't lazy, and to be lazy and not procrastinate. Two different things right there. Let's talk about, a concept called the 2-minute rule for procrastination. Okay. So simply put, I interpret this rule as a way to create good habits. Okay. Creating a habit just takes repetition, as my one acquaintance, Bryant, put on his story the other day. The grind is just doing repetitive tasks to get you to a higher state of awesomeness. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but I thought it sounded cool how I said it. Okay, and nevertheless, that just means you just want to do what's best for you and do what's best for the people around you, so that you can create, a place of support, a place of stability, in a place in which, you will have the resources you and your future generations will need to, little thing called level up. You know what I'm saying? Level up to date. That being said, there's a 2-minute rule in which that states when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes a day to do. Okay. This is how you stop procrastinating. Oh, I need to go to the gym. It's too big. Why do you think I said do 20 push-ups a day? I could do like 40 push-ups in 2 minutes if I really tried, but I do 20. Okay. I could do 10 push-ups in a minute. That's a push-up every 6 seconds. Okay. It's that simple. Break it down, and then eventually, like, okay, I can do this. Maybe I need to like go on a quick jog after that, and you just keep the habit going. Okay. I was doing this before I Googled this. Okay. That's the crazy thing. I just haven't applied it to all aspects of my life. I do this in my personal life, and like I said, I tell the camera what I need to tell myself. So this topic is very personal to me, because I procrastinate a lot, but I still get it done at the end of the day. And we're going to talk about, I was going to say, I definitely was one of those people at one point where it's like, oh, I just do well under pressure. And that's one of the 4 types of procrastinators that we'll talk about, and why that's a bad thing, and how to overcome that, at a later part of this video. So stick around for more parts of what type of procrastinator you are. That being said, you'll find that nearly any habit can be scaled down into a 2-minute version. So I know, like, some people like, reading books, or they say, oh, I want to read 10 pages a day or whatever. Okay, well, if you can't even pick the book up in the first place, like, what's the point of setting a goal so big you can't achieve it? Like, you got to break it down to, like, I want to pick, like, literally, like, set the goal to, I want to pick up a book and read the back cover and see what other people say about it. Or I want to Google a book summary and just read it for 2 minutes. Okay, that's 2 minutes. That's not a lot of time. 2 minutes. If you're listening right now, it's been 12. Okay, or 13, I guess, with the ad. For everywhere but YouTube. And I don't think it's hard. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You getting here this far in this video, or in this audio file, this MP3, is proof that you can do it. Okay. All that being said, for the example, like I said, I'm still reading on my phone. Just read before each night. Just literally read 1 page. They say on average it should take about 2 minutes or so to read a page. Sometimes if you're reading faster, like 10 seconds. Okay, I don't know. That's not me. If I want to actually comprehend it, I gotta read slow. Okay, I gotta read slow, unless someone's reading to me. So yeah, with all that being said, I think we have reached the point in which we can talk about the 4 main types of procrastinators and how not to be one, according to 2 accountability coaches. Okay, like I said, this was a Business Insider article I came across the other day, and I don't know, I just find it pretty cool and important. And like I said, I'll link the whole article down below, but I just want to talk about their concepts that they're covering here, because I agree with them, about these being the 4 main types of procrastinators. Obviously, there's more, there's more nuance in this life. You can't categorize almost 8 billion people into 4 little slots, but, And obviously the fifth slot would be I don't procrastinate at all. So this article is already, a little skewed, we'll say, but whatever. Nevertheless, it's a teaching tool. So the first type of procrastinator, says this article, and the reason I'm not looking at the cameras, I'm reading the article on my computer screen for those watching. The first is the quote, I work well under pressure, okay? And they say this procrastinator forces themselves to focus by shrinking the time they have to tackle a task. For many of our clients, the real reason behind this is perfectionism. If you're tight on time, there's no way the task can be done to your unreasonably high standards anyways, right? For others, the issue is simply falling behind into old habits or patterns or beliefs that you have about 11 hours, you're on your 11th hour saves or whatever. I don't know what that means by that. Maybe I need to reread that sentence. No matter what, being in the habitat of putting pressure on yourself is not sustainable, and I definitely still kind of do this to this day. I definitely fit into this category, and but I've moved on, and I can actively say and acknowledge the fact that this is unhealthy. I'm saying, from a school point of view, a work point of view, or even your personal life point of view. Like, why would you wait to the very last seconds, or I guess in this case, the last 11 hours you got, and have to pull it all-nighter when you had a whole semester to work on this? This is why I started working on my final paper already. It's week 8. I got 8 more weeks to write this, 2 months, but hey, we got to get to it. So, that being said, it says the biggest challenge for this group of procrastinators is simply just getting started, and the solution is to flip the script and set a date, set a start date. So instead of, oh yeah, this is perfect. Okay, I don't even need to read the rest of it because, like I said, I speak from personal experience. And in my case, this is literally how I overcome this. Okay, sometimes I'll be BSing what I say to y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. Because like I said, this is very personal, and sometimes I'll be BSing it to myself. But I can give y'all the true sauce right here. And the true sauce is exactly what they're about to talk about here. The script is just start date. I was tired. Literally, I remember my first year in college, 2019, the second semester, like a week before COVID-19 just came in and destroyed everything. Literally, I wrote an 8-page research paper for my social inequality class 5 hours before it was due. I mean, the class was at 11 a.m. I'm waking up at 6, and I'm I'm typing as fast as a man can type. It's crazy how I just did that. Still got an A, 97%, but I'm not gonna lie, this is when my hair started falling out. You see the left side of my head? It's looking kind of thin, y'all. It's looking kind of thin. Okay. But it's been like that since 2019. I was late to the class that day too and everything, but hey, I got it turned in. And the only reason I still made it to class was I had that scooter, that push scooter. And I say all that to say, from that day, I was like, that's unacceptable. I can't do that. So I struggle with this still to this day, but I set myself a start date that if I'm going to put it off, quote, to the last minute, I need to at least start the paper 2 days before it's due. So that gives me, instead of 5 hours, it gives me air quotes 48, but realistically 10 or 12 hours, whatever. Assuming I even have the free time to work on it. So that's how I overcame being in this first section of being I work well under pressure. I made myself start it, a couple days in advance, so I would have time to think about it. I would have time to write a rough draft, and then most importantly, on the day it's due, I would do I would read it out loud, a final revision, and then I would just turn it in. Okay. Doing that with my sociology graduate level class though is very hard, because a marching band is, and I actually was able to do it this week, and it's great. I love life. Marching band, I love it, but I don't know, it takes up all your time. That being said, the second point in which we will talk about today is the self-deprecator, who says, I'm so lazy right now. I can't even keep talking. Like, there's just a lazy person, okay? This procrastinator is the opposite of lazy. So we know they don't do something, they are. Oh, so when they know they don't do something, they're extra hard on themselves. So we see this a lot with male clients. Okay, like this was also me at one point. Okay, they tend to blame, inaction on laziness or subordinateness, or rather than admit that they are just simply tired or burnt out or whatever. They blame it on something else other than what the problem really is. Okay, pretty much how I read this as, it's just dudes being dudes. Okay, and dudes being dudes is cool because dudes are cool, but so are not being dudes sometimes. Okay, sometimes you need to be a man, and a real man would just like say, hey,
a few moments later,
I need to take a break. I just need to acknowledge that my health is bad. I need to go on a run. I need to eat better. I need to take a mental break day. You know what I'm saying? But like that's I don't know. It's the culture we built for ourselves as men. Just being super hard on ourselves and not being real about like the stuff that's happening. So, the biggest challenges, this group faces, if all that previous stuff even made sense to you, is, taking a break. Like, we already know you're going to say you don't have time to rest. And this is me right now. Like, I've showed you my schedule. I keep myself busy. And this is the current state of procrastination I'm in, which I'm pretty sure is the third. Oh yeah, it's the third talking point. I can't wait to talk about this one, because this is me hard right now. But yeah, like I said, we already know you're gonna say like you don't have time to rest, but that's your biggest problem. I'm a mixture of point 2 and point 3 right now, the self-deprecator and the overbooker. I'm so busy, air quotes, that I don't have time to rest. I don't have time to not grind. I don't have time to do anything else that's not working towards my goals. And simply put, the solution to not procrastinating is to just do what you're already doing while procrastinating, but plan for it. Man, this is why you need good quality people around you. Because I was hanging out with this one person the other day, and they really just had a very honest conversation with me the other day. And I do appreciate this person's presence and what they have to say. And simply put, they were like, hey, by the next time we meet, you gotta plan some time, some time to recharge. Try literally taking a walk to give yourself space and time to begin to rebuild your energy. And like this is me and the life I've built so hard right now, because like I've built up a life where I do 10 things. I do all my classes, I do research, my own research in the lab. I work at Canvas. I have my own business, and like somewhere in there, I gotta do me. Like there's literally just not enough time in the day. I wish we had 36 hours days. I'd be able to do it all then. But like, yeah, man, it's crazy. So number 1 was the words are hard. I don't know. Number 1 was the performer who says, I work well under pressure. All right, solution, just get started. Okay, or that was the biggest challenge, just getting started. Solution, create a start date. Okay, number 2, the self-deprecator who says, I'm so lazy right now. Your biggest problem is, bro, you just can't take a break. Okay, your solution, take a break, my guy, recharge. Okay. And number 3, okay, point number 3 right here is the overbooker who says, I'm so busy. Oh my Lord. Like I said, I'm a perfect combination of 2 and 3 right now. Okay. But 3, like I said, is the I'm so busy overbooker. This procrastinator is a pro at filling up their calendar and is often overwhelmed. I'm so busy is probably the excuse we hear most often. Interestingly, some of the busiest people we work with get the most done. When busyness comes up as an excuse for not doing something, it's usually an indication of avoidance. Rather than facing a challenge head on or admitting they don't want to do something, it's easier to place the blame on having other important things to do. All right. reading that out loud was like it was like a shot in my chest, my heart. Oh my goodness, it was a real heavy hitter right there. But it's, they say like your biggest challenge if you fall into this category is, creating chaos to avoid facing what you need to face right now. Typically, this is not a task. Okay, think about that. I got my hair in my mouth. It's not a problem. Like literally, if you read in between the lines here, they're not saying you can't get stuff done. Like I said, laziness is not procrastination. You literally have it down to a science in which you schedule out what needs to be done, when it needs to be turned in, things of that nature. But there are more things, personal things sometimes. At least in my case, I like I said, I speak from personal experience. And in this case, it's purely personal, like why my schedule is so busy. It just keeps me from, I literally joke about this when people are like, they're like, yep, how's your schedule looking? I'm super busy, keeps me out of trouble. Because like it does, what I'm saying? Like I grew up in like rough neighborhoods, man, and like around not the most positive stuff and all that. Obviously it made me who I am today, but I actively try to not fall into that, whether that be smoking, drinking, the whole gang stuff, guns, violence, whatever it may be, what I'm saying? So I literally make myself so busy, I don't have time to do anything else, that's counterproductive. I don't have time to, like some of the people, go have a teen pregnancy, I kept myself too busy. I don't have time for a relationship. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to, go to therapy and just like talk about like, I don't know, almost being shot a couple times or like all the traumas of being like growing up, how I grew up, what I'm saying, in life. So, yeah, number 3 is hitting hard right now. I'm feeling this one, Mr. Krabs. Wow. But yeah, so like I said, the biggest challenge is just, you, as in me, actively create chaos in your life to avoid facing what you need to face right now. This is typically not a task. Most times it's just a life thing, a personal matter. And the solution is to take a moment of introspection and ask yourself, what am I really avoiding? And I had started to ask myself this yesterday. Because like, I don't know, like I said, that one past conversation I had with the one person I was talking about, I don't know, they pretty much just asked me that, straight up. And I was like, this is why you need to surround yourself with good people. Because like, I can't even say I don't surround myself with those kinds of people. I just don't surround myself with anyone. Like that's the problem. At least in my case is I don't have time for friends. I don't have time for this or that, what I'm saying? So yeah, I just I'm going to write more about that as this video is rendering later, is what am I really avoiding? And I think I'm going to make a list and maybe talk to some people about that. But all that being said, let's cover this last point real quick as we approach the 30-minute mark on this podcast. And the 4th point is the novelty seeker who says, I just had the best idea. Okay, this is not me, actually. The procrastinator has a terminal case of shiny object syndrome, okay? They're consistently coming up with a new project to take on and then getting bored with them a week later. They're, intrigued by the latest trend or will quickly jump on and implement, but, not follow through on whatever that project may be. I can think of a lot of researchers or a lot of people I know who are like this, who simply, like I said, it's not a lazy thing. They grind. They do everything they need to do. This, to be honest with you, is the modern day social content creator, on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. But, you never follow through on the thing. what I'm saying? So there's uses to having this mindset, but there's also, not uses. That being said, they are great at making decisions and taking action. That's literally what it says in the article. However, they end up inadvertently losing a lot of time and burning out because they don't take consistent action in one direction long enough to see results. So they'll do it for a week. They're like, oh, it's not working out. So they just go to the next thing. So then they'll do it for a week and they're like, oh, it's just not working out. So then they just keep going. They just keep going. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually they just get to a point where they're like, you know what? I don't know this. I don't know if this is for me. And as they say, many entrepreneurial clients fit into this category. Like I had said before reading that, you know, TikTokers, YouTubers, modern content creators. You know, I remember watching vlogs from Lance Stewart and like, you know, Tall Guy Car Reviews, you know, Corey Barrett, or Jarvis Rivers, you know, Mr. Organic, whatever, whoever it may be, and them just talking about this. You know, this is literally that life you live. Is like, oh, I got to buy this car, I got to do this to it. Oh, the views are bad, I have to sell the car mid project because it's not making me money. It's a business, you know what I'm saying? So if once you do that over and over and over, it gets to you. So that being said, the biggest challenge for this group is completion, and your solution is just make it stick. Literally write down new ideas or projects on a sticky note, but don't pursue them until you finish what you're currently working on. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna link this article below. You can read the finer details. I paraphrased a lot of it, but I think this is very important, and I think all four of these points I've seen and experienced at some point in my life. You know, just as a clarification and reminder, or less clarification, more reminder to y'all what we talked about today and what we're going to talk about for a few more minutes before we round out the episode today is, number one, the performer who says, I work well under pressure. Your challenge, getting started. Your solution, literally make a start date and get started. Number two, the self-deprecator. I'm so lazy right now. Your challenge, you can't take a break. You know, you don't have time to rest. Your solution, make time to rest, recharge. You can't keep grinding if you don't take a rest day every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what yesterday was for me. Like, I woke up today, I was walking around and I felt really good. Like, I felt light on my feet. I felt like I drank enough water for once. Like, it was great. Number three, the overbooker. This is me heavy right now. Your challenge, you just create too much chaos to avoid facing your reality. And your solution, ask yourself, what am I really avoiding? And then go face your reality. It's that simple. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. Be a grown-up, you know, in general, whatever you want to identify. Because here we are inclusive of all people. So that's why I said a grown-up. Okay, kids too. You can do this as a kid. All right. And then the fourth one, the novelty seeker. I just had the best idea ever. Pretty much your challenge is completion. You suck at it. And your solution, just write down that new idea, but try your hardest not to pursue it until, you know, you have completed what you've worked on before. So as you've seen in this episode, you know, of the Positivity Hour, this was almost more of like a Darshaun's commentary, but I don't know. The Darshaun's commentary always kind of low-key reminded me of the podcast anyways, because they're like the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But excuse me, largely speaking though, you know, that's what I'm just here for. I'm here to talk and have a conversation and just, you know, be a force in this world to provide positive change, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the problems I see in life stem from procrastination. And I think what really started me thinking about this even more so was seeing a research paper or like a news article from the government or something of that nature that said like Americans are procrastinating more than ever. And I've thought about this, you know, a lot. And I want to bring some business majors on or whatever, just some people who are like, you know, well adverse in the business world, just to talk about like, you know, why that is so. Like, why do they think the world is where it currently is, and especially the United States of America as a country? And then I also want to talk about the larger issues we're facing of, you know, modern consumerism, and why I think why I really started the episode a couple podcasts ago, the one that said society has made you weak, because, you know, what made this country great no longer exists. You know, we are a product of modern globalism, and as well as that, you know, we are now consumers. You know, we don't produce anything. Like, even like, this is why I said society has made you weak. Even like poor people, you know, working class people who like work the factory jobs and work the custodial positions and all of that want to wear some Gucci shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've gotten to that point, and I'm not saying like you can't aspire to like, you know, level up and become an elite member of society, but I'm saying literally what got us here was having our whole nation just not procrastinate and grind like our lives depended on it. And now, because we've gotten to a state, our lives don't depend on that constant grind of doing those menial tasks or doing what's necessary to, you know, level up and get to that next stage in life. You know, we as a society just now procrastinate because, you know, what we need to do is live in the world, live the reality we have created for ourselves, you know. I don't speak on all of these, you know, topics I talk about, you know, lightly. I speak about this because this is how I see the world going, you know, from, you know, President Joe Biden to, you know, little old me in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, technically, but currently I'm in Iowa City. I say all that to say that, you know, what we are currently facing in terms of people not wanting to work for what they want in life, or most importantly, just expecting more than they realistically will get out of life, doing what they currently do in life, you know, I think that needs to change. And, you know, I'm not saying this podcast is here to like, you know, save the whole thing. But what I am saying is that, you know, it can change, you know. I'm definitely an optimist in the way that, you know, I believe that every human is unique in their own way. And I believe every person can do something to, you know, become their best self, you know, today. You know, whether that's, like I said, when I wake up, I try so hard. I try so hard not to look at my phone right away. You know, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I turn my music on, you know, but like, hey, why do you do that? Like, ask yourself that question sometimes. Is it because I'm afraid of just being alone with myself in the quiet? I will admit, probably, yeah, for me. Yeah, you know, because then I got to think about like what's really wrong in my life and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Because like it may look like my life is cool. I got this cool podcast set up. I got buttons. I'm saying I got a bleep button. Yeah, I can talk and then you're just like, you know what I'm saying? And you never know. You know, I got this and that. I got all the voice changers and stuff. But like, you know, it's just material stuff, you know. And that's why I talk about this on the podcast, because like, it's bigger than just material. It's bigger than just what you think. And it's bigger than just how the society works, you know. It's about the planet Earth we all share and what we can do to, you know, better ourselves today. So with all of that being said, I kind of went on a last minute tangent right there just to like, you know, give y'all a human side of talking to the camera again, and not just, you know, my poor attempt at reading on the camera. I can read. I am literate. I'm in 16th grade. I would hope I could read by now. Though I literally did write yesterday that I think this will be my last year of school. You know, I don't know. Still undecided about the grad school thing, but every day I work more in the research lab, and every day I write more on my senior honors thesis. Like it's cool. I know I could do it, but you know, I see it won't make me, it won't allow me to get to where I want to go in the time frame I want to get there, you know? So like I said, if I would do it, I would do it once I'm already established in life. So with all that being said, ask yourself some important questions today. Ask yourself, what am I truly avoiding? Ask yourself why, okay? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? Who programmed me, okay? Ask yourself, where am I going today? Ask yourself, you know, who am I? You know, these are all important questions you can ask just to, you know more about yourself, but most importantly, just level up and just become your best self. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, my party people, okay? This has been episode 92. We are almost at 100 episodes of the Positivity Hour. I've been doing this for 2.5 years now, okay? 92 episodes in 2 years plus. It's crazy, man. I'm over here talking like we've got to 100 yet. We still got 8 more to do. I'll tell you more about what I was just thinking at episode 100. Okay. Until next time, make sure you like, unsubscribe, dislike, I don't know, follow, subscribe, share, report. I don't care what you do. As long as you're staying positive or at least trying your best. That's what it all really comes down to at the end of the day, okay? When in doubt, just be grateful because, hey, man, I woke up today, man. I'm grateful to see life. I know how fragile life is. I've seen life taken, in an instance, and it's not cool, you know what I'm saying? So just be grateful, for whatever you got going on in life, and I swear that'll get you through the next day. So thanks for listening. Thank you for your time, especially if you've made it this far. Really, I'm just rambling because I'm trying to get to 40 minutes on this recording, just to keep it at a good, nice number. And since I've now got there, thanks. And, stay positive. Not the choice is yours, and we out. Woo! Now it's more than 40 minutes. Sucker.